NEC 334.15 specifically addresses the installation requirements for type THHN conductors. This section mandates that THHN conductors must be installed within raceways. A raceway is defined as an enclosed channel designed expressly for holding wires, cables, or busbars, with additional functions as permitted in the NEC. Common examples of raceways include conduits, electrical metallic tubing also known as ENT, electrical non-metallic tubing also known as ENT, and cable trays. The primary purpose of requiring THHN conductors to be installed in raceways is to provide mechanical protection and to prevent physical damage to the conductors, ensuring the longevity and safety of the electrical system. Installing THHN conductors without the protection of a raceway exposes them to potential abrasions, impacts, and environmental factors which can compromise the insulation and lead to short circuits or ground faults. Furthermore, NEC 300.4 B focuses on the protection of conductors from physical damage, particularly where they enter raceways or enclosures. This section emphasizes that conductors must be adequately protected from physical damage, both during and after installation. The requirement for physical protection is crucial in areas where conductors are susceptible to mechanical stress, such as in crawl spaces where they may be exposed to moisture, dirt, pests, or accidental impacts. When conductors are installed in crawl spaces, they are often subjected to conditions that can degrade their insulation and compromise their integrity. For instance, the presence of moisture and dirt can accelerate the deterioration of the insulation, increasing the risk of electrical failures. Additionally, the potential for physical damage from rodents, insects, or even accidental contact during maintenance activities necessitates the implementation of protective measures. The use of raceways, such as rigid metal conduit or PVC conduit, provides a robust barrier against these potential hazards, ensuring that the conductors remain protected and the electrical system operates safely. In the specific scenario of subpanels located in crawl spaces with number 8 THHN feeders free airing in the dirt, multiple NEC violations are evident. Firstly, the absence of raceways for the THHN conductors directly contravenes NEC 334.15, which mandates that THHN conductors be installed within raceways. Secondly, the exposure of the conductors to the dirt and moisture in the crawl space violates NEC 300.4. B, as they are not adequately protected from physical damage. The free airing of the conductors in the dirt creates a hazardous condition as the insulation is susceptible to degradation and physical damage, increasing the risk of short circuits, ground faults, and electrical fires. To rectify these violations and ensure compliance with the NEC, several corrective actions must be taken. Firstly, all number 8 THHN conductors must be installed within approved raceways, such as rigid metal conduit or PVC conduit. The choice of raceway material should be based on the specific environmental conditions of the crawl space and the applicable local codes. Secondly, the raceways must be properly supported and secured to prevent sagging or displacement, which could compromise their protective function. Thirdly, all connections and terminations must be made in approved enclosures, such as junction boxes or pull boxes, to provide additional protection and prevent the ingress of moisture and dirt. Furthermore, the subpanels themselves must be properly mounted and secured to prevent movement or instability. The subpanels should also be protected from moisture and physical damage, such as by installing them on elevated platforms or within weatherproof enclosures. Additionally, all wiring connections within the subpanels must be properly tightened and secured to prevent loose connections, which can lead to overheating and electrical failures. In addition to the specific violations related to THHN conductors and physical protection, other potential NEC violations may be present in the crawl space wiring installation. For instance, the grounding and bonding of the electrical system must be carefully inspected to ensure compliance with NEC Article 250. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for providing a safe path for fault currents, minimizing the risk of electrical shock and equipment damage. The grounding electrode system must be properly installed and connected to the building's grounding electrode system, and all metallic enclosures and equipment must be bonded together to create a low-impedance ground fault path. Furthermore, the overcurrent protection devices, such as fuses or circuit breakers, must be properly sized and installed to protect the conductors from overload and short circuits. The size of the overcurrent protection devices must be coordinated with the ampacity of the conductors to prevent overheating and potential fires. In the case of the 70 amps fuses protecting the number 8 THHN feeders, it is crucial to verify that the ampacity of the number 8 THHN conductors is sufficient to handle the 70 amps current. According to NEC Table 310.16, the ampacity of number 8 THHN conductors is typically limited to 55 amps or 50 amps depending on the temperature rating of the terminals and the ambient temperature. If the ampacity of the number 8 THHN conductors is less than 70 amps, the overcurrent protection devices must be reduced in size to match the conductor's ampacity. Failure to do so can result in overheating of the conductors and a potential fire hazard. In addition to the technical requirements of the NEC, it is also important to consider the practical aspects of working in crawl spaces. Crawl spaces are often confined, dark, and damp environments which can make electrical work challenging and uncomfortable. Proper lighting, ventilation, and personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, are essential for ensuring the safety and well-being of electricians working in crawl spaces. Adequate lighting is necessary for visibility and for identifying potential hazards. Ventilation is important for removing stale air and preventing the buildup of moisture and mold. Personal protective equipment, such as gloves, safety glasses, and respirators, can protect electricians from physical hazards, electrical shocks, and respiratory irritants. Before commencing any electrical work in a crawl space, it is important to conduct a thorough inspection to identify any potential hazards, such as exposed wiring, water leaks, or pest infestations. Any identified hazards should be addressed before proceeding with the electrical work. For instance, exposed wiring should be properly insulated or enclosed, water leaks should be repaired, and pest infestation should be exterminated. In addition to the specific violations and corrective actions discussed above, it is also important to consult with a qualified electrical inspector to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Electrical inspectors are trained professionals who can review the electrical installation and identify any potential deficiencies or safety concerns. Their expertise can be invaluable in ensuring that the electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable standards. In summary, the presence of subholes and crawl spaces with number 8 THHN fetus free airing in the dirt represents a significant safety hazard and a violation of multiple NEC provisions. To rectify these violations, all THHN conductors must be installed within approved raceways, properly protected from physical damage, and adequately grounded and bonded. The overcurrent protection devices must be properly sized and coordinated with the ampacity of the conductors. Additionally, the crawl space environment must be made safe and comfortable for electrical work, with proper lighting, ventilation, and personal protective equipment. By taking these corrective actions and consulting with a qualified electrical inspector, the electrical system can be brought into compliance with the NEC and made safe for the occupants of the building. It's important to remember that electrical codes are in place to protect people and property. Non-compliance can have serious consequences, including electrical fires, shocks, and even fatalities. Therefore, it's crucial to take all necessary steps to ensure that electrical installations are performed safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. When working with electrical systems, it's always best to err on the side of caution. If you're unsure about any aspect of an electrical installation, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. Their expertise can help you avoid potential hazards and ensure that the electrical system is safe and compliant. Moreover, bear in mind that electrical codes are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and safety standards. It's essential to stay up to date on the latest code requirements to ensure that your electrical installations are compliant and safe. There are several ways to stay informed about changes to the NEC and other electrical codes. One way is to attend training courses and seminars offered by electrical trade organizations and code officials. Another way is to subscribe to industry publications and online resources that provide updates on code changes and best practices. By staying informed and continuously improving your knowledge and skills, you can ensure that you're providing the safest and most reliable electrical services possible. The information presented here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's essential to have the proper training and experience before attempting any electrical installations or repairs. If you're not a qualified electrician, it's always best to hire a professional to perform electrical work for you. They have the knowledge, skills, and equipment necessary to perform the work safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. The project encountered in the 2002 house in Massachusetts highlights some of the common electrical issues that can be found in older homes. Over time, electrical systems can degrade due to wear and tear, environmental factors, and improper installations. It's essential to periodically inspect electrical systems in older homes to identify any potential hazards or code violations. A thorough inspection can help to prevent electrical fires, shocks, and other safety hazards. Some of the common electrical issues that may be found in older homes include outdated wiring, such as knob and tube wiring or aluminum wiring, overloaded circuits, damaged or deteriorated insulation, and improper grounding. These issues can be addressed through a variety of corrective actions, such as replacing outdated wiring, adding new circuits, repairing or replacing damaged insulation, and upgrading the grounding system. The specific corrective actions will depend on the nature and extent of the electrical issues identified during the inspection. It's also worth noting that some older homes may have electrical systems that were installed prior to the adoption of the NEC or other modern electrical codes. In these cases, it may be necessary to upgrade the electrical system to bring it into compliance with current codes and standards. This may involve replacing the entire electrical panel, rewiring the entire house, or adding new grounding and bonding systems. Upgrading the electrical system can be a significant investment, but it's essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of the electrical system. In addition to addressing specific electrical issues, it's also important to promote electrical safety awareness among homeowners. Homeowners should be educated about the potential hazards of electricity and the importance of taking precautions to prevent electrical accidents. Some of the key electrical safety tips that homeowners should be aware of include avoiding overloading circuits, using extension cords safely, keeping electrical appliances away from water, and testing ground fault circuit interrupters, also known as GFCIs, regularly. By promoting electrical safety awareness, we can help to reduce the number of electrical accidents and injuries that occur in homes each year. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and it's essential for everyone to do their part to ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. In conclusion, the NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that provides guidance on the safe installation and maintenance of electrical systems. By adhering to the NEC, we can help to prevent electrical fires, shocks, and other safety hazards. It's essential for electricians, electrical inspectors, and homeowners to be familiar with the NEC and to take all necessary steps to ensure that electrical systems are installed and maintained in accordance with its provisions.